necessarily those of the Emily Pearl Show, its sister stations, its affiliates, or its sponsors, but it is those of the individuals themselves who express it. While the Emily Pearl Show does take stances on individual issues, the show itself remains an entertainment platform. Free thought is a philosophy and not a policy.
Hello, everybody. I am just so befuddled. My studio has changed a whole bunch of settings here, and I'm like, what in the world is going on? Uh, Nothing was working like it was supposed to work. And I'm like, okay, I wish they would send out an email to let us know when they're changing the studio and what features are changing because I had to it changed the link automatically. I guess it upgraded since I had prepared my show early this morning. Therefore, when I logged onto the studio this evening, everything had changed. I had to create a whole new link, and now they don't have just a live button. You got to record it. They got it automatically recording, and I had to type over the description again, the title of the show again. But anywho, we're here. All right. I'm bringing in the rest of this train tonight, and I couldn't make it without my co-host, the heartbeat of the South, and my every heartbeat, my son, Tim Harrington. Hi, Tim.
Hey Ma, how's everybody doing?
All right. We got some people in the chat room. And the co-host is Other Moses. We got Sybil Marie Presley. Hi,
Oh,
Sybil.
Hey
hi.
Sybil.
Hi there. Happy to
All
be
right.
here.
All right.
Yes.
And
So
and
I'm gonna
hello,
get to.
Mary and Sandra and
Hey
somebody
Yeah,
called
Mary.
Front Page. Front
Hey
Page.
Sandra.
yeah. I'm trying to get to the chat over here. They changed that around too. Hi, Mary, and hello, Sandra.
Hey,
All
hey
right.
y'all.
Yeah, and I hadn't even finished sharing because now I got to share all over again. Wow. So anyhow,
Hi,
Sybil,
Sandra.
um, what have you been up to since the last time I saw you?
Oh, just usual, taking it easy, and so I heard from Linda Purrs, and she's always busy there in Memphis Nashville doing some things.
Yeah.
And I was gonna have a trip to Nashville this Sunday for a Oscar style party with the Nashville women in film and television, but that kind of fell through. So I'll have to get with them some other time on some of their events,
Mm.
and maybe the president of that group might want to be our guest sometime and explain what they're doing in Nashville along that. So I'm excited to know that Linda is sort of bringing Nashville to us and being our spokesperson there. And hi, Jenny. And
Hi,
Sandra Tucker
Jen.
said hello.
Hey, hey.
Hello, hello, hello,
And
hello.
hi, Mary. So we're going to have a fun show tonight. We've got a special guest.
Okay.
And who is the special guest?
Well, we have are you ready for me to introduce?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, we have a star guest that's returning, the beautiful ELAINE Elizabeth Presley. And she has some great information to share with us tonight, as well as some amazing updates. I just cannot keep up with ELAINE. She's like a Tennessee hurricane and or a tornado. She's just on the go all the time. So, ELAINE, welcome to the Emily Pearl Show.
All
Thank you, Sybil. I
right.
really appreciate it. Thank you.
Hello,
That's
Elaine.
Hi,
wonderful.
Elaine. Welcome
Hello.
back. So
Hi,
great
Emily.
to see you.
Hi, Tim.
Hey, hey, hey.
So glad to see you back.
Sandra
We
Tucker's
always
with us. Sandra.
Hi, Sandra. Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Sandra. Hello.
And
Hi,
Jenny.
hi, front page. Hi, TP Productions. Hello, everybody. And
Hello, everybody. And
this
there
is
will be
Larry.
more coming in as soon as I can finish sharing. Like
Hello,
I gotta
everybody. And this
start.
is not Larry King.
Hello,
Well, all right.
I gotta start sharing all over again. So, Sybil, I'm gonna let you go ahead and get started so I can take care of these shares. Okay.
Well, all righty. So, ELAINE, kind of tell us what you've been up to, and Tim's going to jump in and ask questions as well. We're hoping Kathy might drop in. I don't know if she got the new link in time or not, but we're going to have a wonderful time. So give us an update what's going on with you.
Oh, I'm very excited, and of course, obviously, the loss of the loss of my sister Lisa has been very devastating, and but we have to continue in her honor and my father's honor and Ben's honor, everybody's honor, who we've lost, which I just am devastated every day and amazed that this thing had happened. But my sister's the founder of this foundation originally through Presley Charitable Foundation, and now it's the Presley Foundation, which we changed over way before she passed. And my job is to keep her alive within our foundation, and within our family. And people can say it's not your job, but it is my job, and it's going to stay my job, and that's what I want to do. And but we need to deliver amazing things, and I have some things we're going to be doing now and in the future that are going to be amazing for people. I'm going to keep them abreast of the future changes of business and jobs and life, so they can be way ahead of the game. I remember saying to my ex, you better change this company, because if you don't, technology is going to take it over in a couple of years. And the company that person's with has lost about 37 billion.
Oh, wow.
Something like that. I mean, it's a lot of money. So, and it's because they didn't change. Because we changed here, and because we predicted what was going to happen, and we were correct, and we could do it. And we wasn't correct based on that we got any special skills in a sense. Is that we looked at the markets and looked at everything that's changing. It's obvious things are going to happen that way. But it's so exciting now because a lot of the public do not know some of the things that they can do today, and when they find out today, they're just going to change thousands, if not millions, of people's lives in the United States.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, wow, this is fantastic. All right. So just start wherever you want to start with, in whichever one.
Okay. Well, first of all, The number one thing people need to look at, which obviously I'm an expert over the many years in, is credit. Okay, first of all, before anybody embarks on the opportunities, which we're going to introduce in a little while, okay, and change their lives instantly, they need to also, first of all, look at their financial situation, right? They need to look at their credit situation. So on your credit situation, are you part of a payment plan? And, are you good credit, first of all, bad credit? Are you part of a payment plan that you're paying forever on? What are you doing? What's your life like? The thing they need to do is get their credit life sorted. What I mean by that is if they're paying tons of money per month just to pay banks and creditors, we need to eliminate that problem, first of all. So, and the reason why is because we need to get them where they're actually paying, where their income is actually going to them, not going to banks and not going to payment plans on credit. The trouble with payment plans on credit is it does not improve your credit ever, because you're making a payment plan and every single month you're always still behind on that payment with that payment plan, even though you're paying on time, because your delinquent amount was a delinquent amount, right?
Right.
So you're forever working with that delinquent amount and maintaining bad credit. The first thing to do if you've got tons of that stuff going on is to get rid of it by either doing two things, either filing bankruptcy and people say, oh, that's a bad idea. No, it isn't. Not if you're smart. Most of the top business people in this country use bankruptcy as a business tool. Okay, so consumers can do that too. If you file, first of all, before you file bankruptcy, if you have tons of debts and you can't pay them and you're getting depressed and you feel like your whole family's being destroyed and you can't even eat, that's the time to file bankruptcy. Okay, I haven't personally filed bankruptcy because I have the skills of not having to do that. And so when I explain some of these things to you now, you might be able to avoid bankruptcy too by using some of these skills that I'm going to share with you. But if you can't, you can file bankruptcy. And a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to do something bad and file bankruptcy. It's going to hurt a lot of people. They're just banks. They have millions of dollars, and the money and the money you're paying them, if you can't pay, they've already sold your debt anyway for 2 cents on the dollar. So some guy down the street who happens to have a little bit of cash in his bank is using that for an investment tool to pay for his house and his daughter's horse.
You're right.
So do you really want to pay for that? No. So if you've really got a ton of debt, seek an attorney's advice if it's right time to file bankruptcy. But before you file bankruptcy, get a couple of secured credit cards or keep a couple of good credit things that you've been paying on time. Don't put those in bankruptcy. Keep those out. As long as they're small things that you've been paying on time. Keep those out of bankruptcy. Make sure you've got a solid bank account, because you're going to have a hard time getting one after bankruptcy in the beginning. Solid bank account. So you've got a solid bank account, a couple of things you're paying on time, file bankruptcy, that's gone away. Now your new life's starting from that point. Within 24 months, if you pay everything on time, that bankruptcy will be in the distance, your new credit will be in the future, and people will still give you a little higher interest rates, but you'll be able to borrow again.
Yeah.
Now, the second thing, if you don't want to file bankruptcy, there's another way of doing it, and you can't pay all those major debts, just let them go. Because if you've been paying for 4 years, for instance, okay, that keeps the debt alive. So if you don't pay something, within 7 years, you're going to drop off your credit, and they're not going to come after you after that point anyway. If you want to eliminate harassing calls, we have 11-word statement you can say to creditors will instantly stop them from calling you. And if they don't, you can sue them and get $1,000 every time.
Wow.
So basically, the creditors aren't helping you. The creditors aren't helping you by you keep paying. They're not helping you. They're hurting you. They're trying to damage you by basically keeping everything alive and destroying your life. So you have to retaliate on that, and you have to win by using business tools like these things I'm talking about. So then once we've got the credit stable and now you've got your payments coming to you, not the banks, now you're rebuilding your credit, and now you can look at the opportunities I'm going to represent to you today. Because I don't want to represent opportunities and then you're using all the money to pay all these people all the time and it's not going anywhere. Now, of course, if you've got lots of debt and you're paying it on time, fine, continue doing that. There's two things to understand about credit. If you've got something you can't pay and you've been paying, don't pay it. Call up and make a deal to pay it in just over 6 months. You don't have to ask them to remove from your credit, because about 80% of creditors nowadays will automatically remove from your credit once you've paid that in full. Okay, so people think they have to call and go, I want to make a deal with you. I want to make a deal that you pay the credit off. You take it off my credit if I pay you. Then they're not going to say yes. If you don't mention it and say, I want to make a payment plan, they will do two things. They will say, well, we'll give you a 50% reduction if you can pay it off in 3 to 6 payments, which is great. Or once you've paid it in full, where to remove it from your credit. You don't have to ask them. So now if you've got a few of those, you can line those up, then they'd be gone from your credit instantly. You don't have to wait 7 years for that. So if you've got ones you can actually pay over 6 months and be gone, do that, because they will be most likely be removed from your credit. And even if you're paying 50%, they will mark them paid in full. Okay, so I hope that gives people ideas. And if you need really good credit advice, Lexington Law, which you can Google that, Lexington Law will help clean up your credit so you can have better credit for the future. But remember these rules. If you can't pay the credit, don't pay them at all, and stop them from calling you by using our 11-word phrase, which is unalienable. Just use that 11-word phrase. They have to legally stop calling you or even contacting you. It's like you never even had the debt. And you just wait for the 7 years. It's already been 4 years. You've only got 3 years to go. It's going to be gone anyway. You see?
How do you spell Lexington?
And if you have to pay them because you feel, oh, I've got to pay them because I'm so on, it's fine. But make a 2 to 6 month plan only, not beyond that. And then, of course, they remove that from the credit then too. So clean up your credit. I can't express enough. It's the number one thing to do before you adopt some of these plans that I'm going to show you. And then we're going to, then now we're going to get into, when you're ready, we're going to get into what is this world doing now and how can it change your life for an incredible, better life and an easier life instantly after I tell you this information. And this is the Presley Foundation. This is the Presley Foundation, founded by Lisa Marie Presley, and then taken back up with me and implementing all these programs. I cleaned up the foundation, by the way. And just so you know, do I know what I'm talking about? When I split up with my ex, I was over $100,000 in debt and everything was frozen. Within 1 year, I paid off all my debts and now we're totally debt-free.
You can
Okay,
do
so
it.
what I'm teaching you is from many years of experience. But you're learning this information right up front for the very first time. You're learning techniques that some of the biggest entrepreneurs in this country use every single day. And I can take you all the way from cleaning up your credit to getting a good job to starting a business. Also, just so you know, we're going to be funding some of the businesses or helping get funding for some of the businesses for a 19% stake in the business. We will help 100 businesses. We will help 100 businesses start a business. We'll take 19% of the stake and we'll get you all the money.
What? Oh my goodness. That is something else.
And if you need to change your life and get a job, you don't have a car, don't go away, because you wait until you see some of the things we're going to be doing for you today.
Oh my goodness. That sounds so exciting. Jim, I know you got a question.
When you're ready for the second bit, let me know and I'll give you the second part. The first part was credit. The second part is technology. And we're going to go into that. Then we're going to go into jobs. Okay. Then we're going to go into businesses.
Okay.
You ready?
Jenny said something.
Yeah.
Jenny said something.
She says she suggests credit union account before a bank account.
Yes, that's right. Perfect. Well done.
Yeah.
Who said that? Who said that?
Jenny.
Jenny, that's perfect. Yes, that's right. And also some bank accounts. There's some credit unions out there you can get out there now without any credit. A lot of people are worried about the check systems because they bounced checks in the past. A lot of the banks are dropping check systems because there's no checks anymore. So therefore, you don't have to.
Right? Everything is digital.
Just Google who doesn't use check systems, and then you'll have a lot of big major banks who do not, and you'll be able to still open a bank account with them.
Yeah, I know. Capital One is one of those.
Yeah, that's right. And also US Bank.
I've been with them since 2009.
Well, I have a Capital Bank card, and I pay my bill every month with a check, and they take it.
That's not what she's talking about.
Oh.
Explain to her what you're talking about, Elaine.
Well, basically, check systems is if you bounce checks in the past, they're going to list your name on check systems. Okay, it's going to stay on there for basically 7 years. Same as credit bureaus. However, a lot of the banks nowadays do not require check systems anymore, and a lot of the credit unions, a lot of small banks across the country, or internet banks now have no fees and no interest too. Some of them are really fantastic, but you have to be careful. You have to make sure you offer all the services that you need in order to get them. Like Penn Fed, for instance, will give you a loan. Will give you a loan of $3,000 without getting the loan, and then you pay them every single month, and that money builds up in a savings account. And then at the end of the period, you get back $3,000, and they give you an excellent credit rating for that $3,000 you didn't borrow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Live off the interest
Mm-hmm.
after a certain period of time. That's right.
So then, so
Builds up.
the next thing is technology. What's happening in the technology, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a new thing. There's a new. Okay, there's a new thing is artificial intelligence.
Right. AI.
Artificial intelligence is one of the most incredible things happening to this planet today. It's going to take over the world when it comes to technology, when it comes to jobs, when it comes to producing documents and business plans and anything you ever want to think about.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so that what that's done is it's also done another thing. It's turned the world into a technology world, which has taken millions of jobs throughout the world, closing down the office buildings and creating jobs at home for major corporations, which means you could go to major corporations and get a job and work from home. You don't even need a car. So those people out there who have got kids and are like, oh, I'd love to have a job, but I don't have a car, I can't get there, I don't have any money. No problem. Not anymore, because I'm going to be listing constantly on Alignable different jobs that are available that you can do from home and get hired immediately without any skills or with skills even, all the way from no skills to with skills, and get paid the same money as you'd get paid now for getting up every morning going to work. But instead you'll be working from home from a company that's recognized technology and created jobs from that. And Apple is one of them.
Like me.
Apple is one of them. You can work for Apple. We're going to put up the Apple jobs up there. You can work for these game companies, no experience needed, and you get the same pay, if not more, up to $24 to $36 an hour.
Wow.
Yeah, they do.
Hi,
They do.
Ernestine.
For working at home.
Now that's something that Tim could do. Hey, y'all, second son, DJ's here.
You
Tim,
can
that's
change
something. Tim,
everybody out there who's got kids, poor, no cars, having to get to work buying lunches, forget it. Those days are over. Most of the major companies now that are any good, that are actually going to succeed for the future, have created jobs working at home. The only difference is, how do you get them? How do you find them between the scams? You come to the Presley Foundation and we'll give you the direct links to apply for the ones that are good.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's that foundation again?
We're going to include Apple too. Apple Customer Service is one of them. If you happen to understand, if you have an Apple phone, you understand how it works, you can work an Apple Customer Service job.
And he wants to know how to get in touch with you, where they can find out this information.
Alignable. We're going to put them all on Alignable. We're going to make posts on Alignable with every opportunity starting next week that's coming available, and it'll be constant. Okay, so we're going to talk about credit on there. We're going to talk about getting these jobs on there. Okay, then when you got those jobs and you've been doing them for a while, you're going to be stable and successful in your family. So then you're going to maybe want to start a business, or people who want to start a business. Where do you get the money? Who's honest? Who isn't? How do you do it? Well, we will partner with you. We will get you the money you need, show you all the techniques of all the wealthy people of how they get money. And we will enable you to start your business and get grants of all different types and business loans of all different types to get your company off the ground.
Good stuff.
That's right.
I think Tim had a question earlier. Tim did.
No, she answered it. I'm taking it all in. I'm taking notes too.
Yeah, now please understand, this is not like the information like the old days. The old days are yesterday, like last week was the old days, right? The new days now, since all these new things have come to light, have just started really this year. So the new world is here. So you're not going to go into an office and sit there and go, I would like to start a business or get a job. So what skills do you have? Do you have a car? Do you have any money? How is your credit? You have no chance in hell. Go and die. Those days are over. Now people are creating opportunities for people to be successful. And we're going to share all that information with you so you can stay safe, not get ripped off, and change your life. These jobs, for instance, by mentioning right now that these jobs are available and putting them online, people who are sitting at home wanting to work but can't get to the job, want to change their lives, can now do that by taking one of these jobs and work and get up in the morning, brush your teeth, sit there in your robe, put your headset on, and do your job throughout the day and get your paycheck at the end of the week. No traveling, no nothing, just fun.
That's Emily.
And if you want to get food, if you need to groceries and get food, just put in the DoorDash app or the Uber app, and then you can order your foods directly to your home.
Emily does that too.
You never have to. You never have to leave your house, and you can have a job doing that too.
That's right.
Right.
And you get if you know, you need to try to stay on the job when you get it for longevity, because the job that I work for is a seasonal job because we're in education, so we don't work a few months of the year.
Yes.
But I've been with them since 2000, and this is 23, so 2013. And so I started out as a scorer. I scored for what, 8 years. I got promoted to supervisor last year, and I served as supervisor for a year, and I'm doing so right now.
That's awesome.
On a project all the way through this April, the first week in April. And then my next assignment will be a score director. So if you stay on the job and get your longevity in there, you can move up the ladder working from home really well.
Yes. Now that shows you these jobs have actually been available for a long time. Except now, because of technology, they're escalating across the globe in the countries.
You're right. I got in when they first started.
Yeah, a lot of the ones are gaming companies. I was speaking to a client tonight, and we did an interview with him just to see how he's doing, and he's been working for a company from home for 5 years.
Yeah.
Well, I've been working from home for 10 years.
There you go. So now, though, with technology and the AI technology as well, and the new technology for companies taking away the office buildings and making their jobs from home, they're saving 20,000 plus per year per employee.
Yeah,
they do.
And the people are working from home with the new technology, and you can have your income and take away all your stress. And this is what we're doing. Now, why did I do this? Did I do this from the goodness of my heart? I did this because I had to do it too. Because I'm ELAINE Presley of GRACELAND. I can't go to work. Nobody will hire me because as soon as I walk in the door. When I worked for the federal government as a federal investigator, everybody wanted me to sing them songs all the time. Even the manager came up and said, "ELAINE, if we make a contest in the office, will you sing for us?" So, you know, sometimes if you've got disabilities or you're famous like me and you need to work because you don't get any money, right? Of course, please understand, you need your family support too. And if you don't have your family support, you pretty much, it's not good. But the good news is if you don't have your family support, you can get one of these jobs and support yourself quite easily. So being ELAINE Presley of GRACELAND, I can't go out and get a job. So I did this research initially for myself so I can finance some of the businesses after I came here to Kingsport and lost a lot of my money for a relationship that I had to recover from that relationship. I had to then escalate, and in discovering to do that, I discovered all the technology and adapted it to everyday for people in our foundation. So I helped myself, and now I'm helping other people with what I've learned.
Yes, that is so wonderful.
Hi, Rhonda.
That is a lot. Hi, Rhonda.
Hey, Rhonda.
That is a lot. And audience, if you missed it or didn't understand some of it, just write down your question right now, because we're going to take a break. And when we come back, and you type your question in the comment box so that ELAINE can answer it. Okay.
Yeah. The Presley Foundation of GRACELAND, we are going to change the way people do jobs and change lives.
All right. Okay. It sounds great to me. So we stick and stay. Don't go away. We will be back.
Welcome to the Shack 12 Week Shred. My name is Rock Shabazz, and I'm here to take you through the same program that I made for this guy right here.
This program is without a doubt a huge reason why I was able to get fit and stay fit. If you put in the work and stay consistent, you just might be able to keep up. It's time for you to get to work.
All right, we're back. That's Elaine's favorite commercial. Elaine told me we were talking, I think it was last month, and she said, I cannot get that song out of my head, that morning snore song. Your mic is off, Elaine. Okay, she has trouble with the mic. She'll be right back, and Sybil is back. But we had, excuse me, we had this conversation.
Rhonda says she loves the commercial.
We were just chatting one day, Elaine and I, and she said, I can't, thank you so much. And she said, I cannot get that. Here she comes. And I was just telling them how we were chatting, Elaine, and you said, you know what? I cannot get that whistling song out of my head, and it's your fault.
I know, but I'll tell you what, I'm really happy about that device though, because I've seen some things on TV where they put this big face mask over their face and everything, and I'm like, how can you have a love life like that? You just go to bed like that. You'd wake up in the night, be terrified.
I can tell you.
If I was with somebody in bed and I was to wake up in the middle of the night and I'll be like, and I fall out of bed and put it behind.
Yeah.
Well, for some people, it's probably for the older generation like myself, where it's not going to be much action.
No. The older generation are the young generation. We know that.
Yeah. Well, the item is not really that bad. Let me step out and let me show it to you. It's not a big, large item. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. It's
Mary
really
Sills has a question. Mary.
Okay, thank you. I said, well, I'm going to get to her in just a minute. As soon as I can I get this back?
I'm glad they finally have something smaller.
She's talking about the sleep apnea mask.
Oh, the sleep apnea mask. Okay, yeah, because this one, I didn't know I had locked it back in there somehow, and now I can't get it out. I wanted to just show you.
Rhonda's funny. She said her husband has one. He looks like something from Star Wars.
Yeah, she's talking about sleep apnea.
Well, you need this one, this kind right here. I had taken it out one time. I thought I had taken it out. Maybe I never took it out. Maybe I just showed it up close like this. What did I do? Did I show it up close? I'm trying to see.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Can y'all see it? Can y'all see it?
Yeah.
I can't see it good.
That's for regular snoring, but now the one that has the sleep apnea mask is the ones with Elaine and I believe Rhonda was talking about.
Yeah.
Like Star Wars. Yeah.
This is just for snorers. Yeah. When you have a sleep apnea, this won't work for that. I know what she's talking about. Tim has sleep apnea and he won't wear his.
Well, you know what I found out about that? It was a good thing that I didn't, because now they have a $1 million lawsuit against them.
Yeah,
Against
they
them.
something
Oh, there you
bad
go.
with them.
Mm-hmm.
I've got another solution. If you're laying there next to your partner and you're laying there and you're sleeping, you're holding them and you can hear that person breathing, and you got like your hand on their chest and everything, and suddenly you see that thing stopping, and you just go, "Wake up! Get up! Sorry, your heart's stopping again. Come on."
Yeah, you're not too far off with that. Mm.
Rhonda has a question about Graceland.
Yes.
Will Graceland still be open, or what is going to happen?
Yeah, Graceland's staying open. Graceland's staying open. We're obviously we've become more of a museum now. My sister's not here because obviously my sister was the forefront of Graceland. I'm freshly home, really, even though I've been home since 2013. I'm freshly home, so I'm still pretty much hated by lots of the fans. So really, I'm kind of out of the picture because they like to keep me out of the picture. So I kind of do lots of things behind the scenes by helping people within the foundation, stuff like that. Will I ever be allowed to be on the forefront? I don't know. I don't really care anymore because I've been home
Yeah.
too long to worry about it. So Graceland's
Right.
pretty much just a museum now. And
Yeah.
and you're looking at the legacy of our father and our family and my sister and everything, you know, and that's pretty much it. When it comes to me, I'm obviously me, I am me. But you see a lot of comments on my Facebook pages and different places saying all sorts of really stupid things. And so I'm pretty much, you know, held down. And in actual fact, all of us in our family, including my sister, was held down for a long time too. It wasn't just me. So whatever they want to do is fine with me. I don't really care anymore. As long as they keep the Graceland open and have a museum with it and keep it going, I'm happy. I came home to my family. I love my family. I love my sister. We have a great foundation, and my job is to help change people's lives, and I'm doing that my own way. Whether they allow me to be home at Graceland and the fans support me, I don't care. I'm here doing my job, and that's what's important to me, I think, in the future. If I sit there thinking and going, oh, I've got to fight and be part of Graceland, that's just a waste of time. So I'm not doing that.
So Rhonda has a question. She says, "Who are you related to?"
I'm related to Elvis and Priscilla Presley, and my sister is Lisa Marie Presley. She is my sister. And but why? And the biggest question I get is, why don't we hear more about you? Because they hate me and they want to keep me down and stop me from doing anything, so everybody else can have the opportunities, anybody but me. So that's fine. So I work behind the scenes with our foundation. I took our foundation and made it very successful. I also took my company. I represent thousands of people, if not millions, across the world. Have my own fan base. I want to build up. See, here's the thing. I want to build up the younger audiences into Graceland to come to Graceland. So I silently do that behind the scenes because they're not like the older fans who are very, you know, the older fans, some of them love me and they're very great. And I love those fans. But there's an awful lot that actually hate very evil people. I don't want to have those. I don't even want to sing to those. So I'm not bothered with those at all. Okay. So basically, I'm here to bring the younger fans. The younger fans want honesty and truth. They don't want to go to Graceland and see a load of stuff about, oh, Elvis had this playing card he signed. Elvis had this letter that he signed. They don't want to see that. They want to see the history of Graceland. That's what the future of the younger audience want to see. They don't want to hear about Elvis being alive. They don't want to hear about all this rubbish about, you know, about our family. They don't want to hear anything like that. They just want to see the truth, okay? And they don't want to sit there reading posts about me going, well, she came home because she must have been abused because she's younger, so she attached herself to a celebrity. What a bunch of rubbish. You know?
Right?
Stuff like that. And people do that. Let me tell you why they do that. Because they have lonely lives themselves.
Yeah.
They want to keep me out of the family because they have lonely lives. They depress themselves. So they sit there thinking about all sorts of rubbish without having any qualifications. You know, my DNA, my closest relative to my daughter, which is in Beverly Hills, which is not too far from my mum, is actually in Memphis, Tennessee. So they say, oh, she was born in England and she used to be David, so she's a complete fraud. My book explains exactly what happened to me when I was a kid. It explains everything about me and my life. And also, she hasn't proved her DNA. Yes, I have. I've proved my DNA. But they like to say she hasn't proved her DNA. And my closest relative is in Memphis, for crying out loud.
Yes.
You know?
So Rhonda says, so you are Lisa Marie's sister. Yes, I can answer that.
Yes, I am Lisa Marie's sister. And you will hear all sorts of rubbish out there about me. But I like to be factual I like to be truthful. I like to keep this family truthful, because only way we're going to build in the future is with truth, not a lot of yeah.
Name of your book.
My
The
book is
Kid of the King.
Kid of the King is my book, and
Kid of the King.
everything in that book is 100% true. There's not one thing made up. There is no lie. I have no mental illness, so I'm not imagining he's my father. It's proven by DNA of over 9 major DNA companies. I was investigated by Homeland Security and approved to be home in my family. I was also rebaptized in 2020 with the permission of my family and also the church. Okay, so I have DNA up the yin yang, but you can't convince the fans that are haters, because they come up with every little thing like, she is just imagining it. That's what they do when they've been abused. They create a whole different life in their mind, and that's what they live. It's so sad, isn't it? What a load of crap. I am a business lady. I'm sane. I've had 3 mental evaluations by the federal government to make sure I was sane, so not a danger against America. Okay. Literally. So I have been through it all. I'm nearly at home. You're not going to see me be at home going like this. You're going to see a professional business lady that's here to help change the world and change lives. And what makes me angry and mad about this, because when you get those stupid psychopath idiots that are there saying all this stuff about me, they're hurting the people we're trying to help change lives.
Right.
So Elvis fans, Elvis haters helped kill my sister, because she suffered an incredible amount of hate, and so did Ben. So Elvis haters, I don't want you in my life. I don't want to sing to you. It would make me sick to sing to you.
Yeah, I heard that. I'm gonna move this.
Rhonda can't see her name.
I'm moving it now. Her name is, I just moved the ticker tape down to the bottom so that they can see your name, Elaine. And her name is Elaine Elizabeth Presley.
Yeah, and this is me, and this is my little rant today, because I think it's needed.
Yeah.
There's a load of stupid people out there making up stupid comments. They're not qualified. They're not psychiatrists or doctors. They're just stupid people drinking champagne they're drinking moonshine at home in their trailer, right? In their trailer, drinking. And there's nothing wrong with drinking moonshine in your trailer if you're an honest, loyal, good person. But if you're some psychopath making up stupid stuff from somebody you've never even met in your life, don't know anything about, and saying she used to be David, so she's a complete fraud. She's not Elaine at all. Shut the hell up. It's in my book.
And speaking of your book, where do they get the book? Where is the book?
Kid of the King on Amazon. So if you want to know the truth, read that book, because it's 100% truthful and factual. And that is it. And also I'm going to publish some DNA evidence too, because my closest relative right now, which by the way is connected to my sister, and my sister did this for me before I died, is actually managed 1 hour outside of Graceland. So before you say she was born in England, she used to be David, she can't possibly be real, she's a scam. Shut the hell up. Yes, I am.
Well, I heard that.
Right.
Well, I don't blame you, Elaine, because people said the same thing about me when I was. She said, "Okay." Rhonda says they ain't psychic; they are psycho.
They are psychos. They're complete psychos. Yeah. No, I'm psychic. Now, people ask me, people say to me, what will you do if you see your fans? I would love you, give you roses, sing to you and everything. What would I do if I saw my haters? I have a big bat in a machine gun in the back of my car, and that would be coming towards you.
Yeah, I like to stand on honesty. I love that about you. You know, one thing about it, they may not like you, but standing on honesty like you do, they're gonna respect you.
Well,
they're gonna respect you.
It's the truth, and the truth must be told.
Absolutely.
And not only that, you've got to understand something. The press and all these little games we play about mixing stuff around all the time. The new fans, the younger people, don't want that sort of stuff. They want the truth. They want honesty. They want it clean.
Yes.
And that's what I'm bringing to the table.
All right.
And that is the way to be, because I know what it's like for people that like talking behind your back, and they don't even know anything about you.
Yeah, and you want to see how bad it gets, Emily. I have people calling me up saying, "Well, I know you're fake because I live and I'm married to Elvis, and we live, and he says you're fake and not real." Hold on a second.
What?
You just told me that you are married to Elvis Presley, and you're. Excuse me. Let's call the hospital right now and take you there, please.
Yeah, right.
This is the crazy stuff I have to hear. Like Elvis, I'm married to Elvis. We got married a long time ago, and he's lived here for a long time. We have a company in Nashville, and that company is a music management company, and we manage it together. And he says you're not real at all, and that's Elvis Presley himself, my husband. I'm like, man, you are a complete freaking nutcase.
Oh yeah. Anyway,
Here's the book cover. The book cover.
Yeah.
There it is.
Okay, y'all see it? Y'all see that? Okay, we'll take a little break. And when we come back, we're going to let you guys ask some more questions. Thank you so much for asking your questions. Y'all know what I forgot? Forgot to turn on my Twitter bot to let my Twitter people get in the show, but it's never too late. So I'm going to turn it on now. I was so rattled by the studio totally changed around that I couldn't get all of my sharing done. I was just lost. So anyhow, stick and stay, don't go away. I just shared it over to Twitter, and we'll be right back, okay?
A VPN is great for security and privacy. By hiding your IP address and encrypting your traffic, it shields your data from snoopers and all kinds of cyber attacks. But its protection scope is limited. So, NordVPN is becoming more than just a VPN. We're introducing a brand new feature to the desktop apps, Threat Protection, and it's going to take your digital security to the next level. Once you enable it on your NordVPN app, Threat Protection will guard your device against malicious websites, malware, trackers, and intrusive ads, even if you're not connected to a VPN server at the time. That's right, when you switch it on, it'll stay on, regardless of your VPN connection. Let's take a look at how it can improve your cybersecurity. Online, one wrong turn can spell disaster for your private data, but not with Threat Protection. It blocks dangerous websites that might potentially host malware, even if you click on a dangerous link by accident. Next up, Malware Protection. If you accidentally download an infected file, it's not the end of your devices just yet. Threat Protection scans every file you download. If a file turns out to be infected, it gets deleted immediately before it can wreak havoc on your computer. Most websites you enter are stuffed with trackers that follow you from one page to another, creating a unique profile of who you are and what you like. Threat Protection blocks trackers, so you can surf the net with more privacy. Ever opened a web page only to be bombarded with intrusive ads and loud autoplay videos? Well, they're not only annoying, some of them can actually be a cyber threat. Threat Protection blocks the intrusive and malicious ads on the spot. So, how do you take your device security to the next level? Make sure you have the latest NordVPN app version on your computer. Then open it and click on the little shield. It's the Threat Protection icon. Toggle the switch on and enjoy ultimate security. You can also find Threat Protection Lite on your mobile apps, but it won't block trackers or malicious files on your phone just yet. Step up your cybersecurity and stay safe.
Okay, we are back. I'm so happy that it is Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday.
God, I had a long week, Elaine. We are doing some overtime, so I had to do an hour overtime in the mornings and an hour overtime in the evening. And so I'm working 9.5 hours.
5
days.
Oh,
Yes, and doing my shows this week at night. So
well, you know
it
that,
was so funny.
well, you know what that means, Tim. She's buying dinner.
Absolutely.
She's making money.
Oh,
Yeah.
Emily, don't forget to say tomorrow's Tim's birthday.
I'm gonna let
Yeah.
you do it. I already
Happy
said
birthday,
it. Go ahead.
Tim.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I wanted to trouble Elaine and ask her if she would sing "Happy Birthday" to you, and I want
Yes.
to put her on. I want to put her on spotlight.
Yes.
And let's see.
Now,
I'm ready when you are.
hold on. Before you do that, let me just do one ending to my last bit because we've got to have an ending to that. At
Okay, all right.
Graceland, and whenever I do shows or anything, we have to have that ending. So to all of you fans out there and haters, for the fans, you're going to love this towards the haters. But the haters, it's what my dad would say. You say something bad about my family. You say something bad about my daughter. You say something bad about anyone in Grace, and I'll get your tongue and pull it out and laugh around your neck. That's what my dad said.
Oh, wow. Look at Rhonda. She got your book already.
Cool. That's what my dad actually said on stage to the fans that are hating.
Oh, my
Oh,
Yeah.
goodness.
wow. Thanks,
Yeah.
Rhonda.
Anyway,
Thank
so
you,
that's
Rhonda.
that. So that ends that part of it. But I wanted to give you what my dad would have said. So this towards the haters is not something I've made up. This
Right.
is something my family is generally aggressive about because we don't like hate, you know?
Yes.
And Rhonda says, "Happy birthday, Tim."
Yeah, I said thanks, Rhonda. I
Alrighty.
appreciate it.
Uh-huh. All right, I'm putting Elaine on spotlight,
Yeah.
but she's
Let's get to the
but
good
she-
stuff. Birthday.
but
All right.
she's not finished. We're gonna let you talk a little bit more. Maybe about 10 more minutes or so after you sing "Happy Birthday" to Tim. We'll let him soak this all in. Hit it.
All right.
Hi, Tim. This is ELAINE ELIZABETH PRESLEY of Graceland. I just want to wish you a happy birthday. And this is for you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tim. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Tim.
Yes.
I wish
Yes.
I was there to celebrate it with you.
Yes. But I know you there in spirit. It's all good.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I love everybody, and I love the fans, and I love people. There's a lot of people in this country that are in a lot of problems and trouble right now. The last thing we need is a load of idiot Elvis fans to come up there and start trouble. So we need to be there to help people, and that's what the Presley Foundation is all about, and that's what we're going to be doing. So I suggest if anybody who does hate towards our family, because my sister died partly from the hate. She was hated too. Of course, now she's passed away, everybody loves her. They didn't when she was alive. They hated her as well. They loved her and hated her, the same as everybody, you know. So it's the old typical thing. You pass away. Oh, we loved Lisa. Oh, no, you didn't. You were hating her. So shut up, you know. So so they loved her and they hated her. And the hate part of it got to my sister a lot actually, because she was very loving and very caring and very down to earth. And really, she was just a regular girl, just like I am. You know, just a regular person, a regular girl.
Right.
And she didn't really ask for all this stuff that came into her life. And it really certainly did a lot of damage to Ben and a lot of damage to my sister. And it's partly because of these haters. And if I ever see the haters, they better not be around me when I see them, because I've got my sister's death and Ben's death, you know, in my heart, that they partly caused that. And so they may as well hate me online, because they ever see me in person and they're going to be in trouble.
Okay, Elaine, would you take your glasses off? I got you on spotlight so everybody can see those Elvis eyes.
Those are beautiful.
She has her
gorgeous
daddy.
eyes.
She has her daddy's eyes for sure, and
Beautiful eyes.
and her daddy's face as well. You know,
Definitely.
and so I know by us having the 4 squares up there, they really could see a close up of you, and I wanted to put you on spotlight for everybody to see up close, because when you're on spotlight, we can see every feature of your dad. I can.
Oh dear.
I can see every feature of your dad. You know, and I mean the smile, the welcoming face. It just pours out that you love people. Your daddy's eyes, your daddy's
Split image.
mannerisms. You're the split image, really.
Yeah, split image.
You know.
You even
And
have a Elvis flavor in your singing.
oh yeah, that the tremble. Jen says, trouble judgment causes so much trouble, so much pain in the world. It's worse in the public eye. So sorry, it caused Lisa so much pain. So she says she's sorry it caused Lisa so much pain. Well, I've got some good news, you guys.
Thanks, Elaine.
I'm watching. Yay! Let's say hey, glad for the cheer for Tim's birthday.
All right,
Tim.
Tim.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Tim, they love you.
Feels that way, huh? And I love him back.
All right, good. So I've got a little share I wanted to share with Elaine. I am watching Daisy Jones and the Six, and I'm watching Raleigh. And I've watched the first 3 episodes, and I tell you, she's got your daddy's eyes too. Riley does, and I'll tell you, she is really playing that role. I can't. Go ahead.
She reminds me of my own daughter Lauren. I understand Riley very much, because she reminds me of my daughter Lauren, and she has the same. I know how she'd be, and she definitely has the skills and talent to everything that she's doing, and I'm very proud of her.
Yeah, and she is really good. I mean, and I've got to, if I'm not mistaken, I think this Daisy Jones and the Six band is the same band that I told you about, that movie that was made about this singer. Her name was Rose, and the movie was named Rose. But I've got to watch the whole thing because it's a series, and they're only showing one episode every week, right? So they should have another episode for me to watch this weekend. Tim, you know when I told you that it come on last week, that it was just one episode. They actually have 3.
Yeah.
Right together. You've already checked it out.
I'm definitely have to check it out.
Yeah.
Riley, I will tell you now. And I'm saying this. I'm not saying this as a family member here. Okay. I've had to analyze Riley myself, because I have a daughter. I have a daughter just like Riley.
Okay.
A lot alike, those two. Excuse me. They're a lot alike, and she has that same thing my daughter has, and that's good, because I taught my daughter, through my own heritage, that what she has, and she has it, and as well, it's going to make her very successful. She's going to be very successful.
Jenny, yeah.
The wow factor.
And also, please understand something. I urge Graceland, I say to Graceland, in order for us to bring the fans in the future to stop playing games, because Riley is a wonderful young lady, and she has a lot of talent. And she's going to be singing, and she's going to be acting, and she's going to be taking over a lot of responsibility. And sometimes when you take over a lot of responsibility, it can go the opposite way and go to a bad way, But I believe that Riley, has the skills and talent to take on that responsibility. But I'd also like to say this too: the reason my mother, wanted to take over some of the responsibility, of course, as a daughter, I would want to support my mother. To say that first of all, right? So we need to support Mum, because as a daughter, I'd want to do that too. And my mother's concern is that the money, because a lot of executives can manipulate. You understand? If you're not careful, they're very rude. The business world is very ruthless.
Yes.
So a lot of executives can manipulate, and my mother's trying to enter the scene to stop that from happening. And so the money is not only there for Riley, but Riley's children as well and beyond. This is the reason my mother's entering the scene, because of that. And so I urge Riley to help support mom, and also she has the business skills and knowledge alongside Riley's skills together to enhance that money, to make it more powerful.
Right.
You know, with all that experience behind my mother as well. So, yes, I think Riley has the ability to manage it completely on her own. Yes, I do. But we have a duty to look after our families, especially my mum is. She may look young, but she's still 77 years old.
Oh, bless her heart. Wanda says, "Who is your mother?"
Priscilla Presley.
Okay, did you hear Rhonda? Priscilla. All righty.
Don't get wrong. My mum has her own money too.
Yeah.
But my mum was always, you know, my sister was very independent and hard-headed. So my sister did what she wanted to do. And now Riley is like more like my daughter, which is more of an independent thing. It's funny. It's really funny because the legacy is kind of broken off into this new way. My daughter has it and Riley has it, and I'm glad to see they both have it. That is a survival instinct they both have, and a higher level of intelligence than all of us. But she will be incredibly successful. I can tell you that right now.
Oh yeah.
Even if let's say, okay, she could do it in acting as well, which I'm sure she will. But in business skills and business sense, she has what my daughter has. My daughter lives in Beverly Hills too, right near my mom. My daughter's extremely successful. And Riley will be too, and they're very much alike, those two.
What's your daughter's name, Elaine?
Lauren.
Lauren. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I love that name.
And she lives in Beverly Hills, and she made everything herself. I supported and helped her, but she made her own success.
Okay.
And she has a lot of success in Beverly Hills. In fact, she's one of the founding members of the Beverly Hills Film Museum.
Oh, okay.
That's awesome. And Riley has all these same skills. It's funny, not like Dad. Dad was kind of just giving everybody money. I'm giving everybody money, right?
Yeah, he was.
I'm the one who gives all our money away. My dad gave all the money away. My sister, she was spoiled, and so she did a lot of things maybe she shouldn't have done, but also she was in that realm of, you know, not really wanting to be part of the fame as much as she was, but she was pushed into it. She didn't really want to do it. She didn't want to do things the way people wanted to do things because she wanted to be honest and natural, right? She didn't want, like, they tried to stop me sounding like my dad, and they tried to make my sister sound like my dad. So that's what they did because she's been there longer. So they tried to make her sound like dad and me not sound like dad. So, but when it comes to my daughter and Riley, it's kind of weird. It's kind of like all that ended, and a new generation of this new intelligence came about, and that is what this new generation beyond us is all about. And they're a lot higher intelligence. They have a lot more skills than we've ever had, you know.
Yes.
And that's why you've got to be honest to them, because they know when you're not telling the facts. And
they sure do.
So we as a legacy in a museum, we have to represent the truth. That's what they want to do. And we need to represent at Graceland already. I've done some research on the millennials, and they don't want to see the little letters of Elvis signed and stuff like this. They want to see the history of Elvis. We're still failing to show the true history of Elvis Presley.
Yeah, because, you know, I met a young lady from England that was here last year in August. And ironically enough, I brought up the conversation about how your dad used to sing down at Reverend Bruce's church, East Trig, when they were on the radio back in the 60s. And she and her, I think that was her father, they both had traveled all the way from England to celebrate, you know, the month of August. And they had already gone to see the church there, this off of Bellevue, and visited the church, the site, you know. And it's one that it's a historic site because of your dad, because he would go there and sing live at the congregation, all black congregation, all black ministry, on the WDIA Sunday night gospel broadcast, and he didn't charge anything, and he did that at least once a month. Well, it's a little known historical fact, but it's obviously widely known because this young girl seemed to be around 19 or 20, maybe 28ish, maybe, I don't know, but I know she was young, and she was the one that wanted to go there, but you don't find the older fans interested in the truth, like you say, want to know everything.
And also, I think that's good that you said that, because people need to understand the truth about my dad, being around black folk, okay? Is that's what my dad felt at home, and I did too when I was younger, and that's what I did. I still do today a lot of times. The reason why is because we have a big soul, and my dad, he didn't copy, like they said, he copied black people. No, my dad hung around black people because he felt a home. He felt alive, and he felt he felt that feel, that spirit, and he could express. I remember the first time I went to a black church. I was so freaking terrified. I was a kid. And I walked into the black church, and they started singing, and I was like running, but I felt that feel, and I wanted to keep going back to get more. And that's what my dad felt.
Yeah, you felt that spirit, didn't you? Nothing like that soul spirit, I'll tell you.
Right. And so, we're part of all that. We're part of the heritage of being, partly, black as well, actually. That's the reason. So So he didn't feel that same spirit with the white people. Do you understand? He felt that with the black community. And that's why my dad had black people, because he was at home.
Yes, that's true. You're so true. Yeah. And, when I wrote that poem about the procession, I really wrote it in honor of your dad, because he was the only, we had a lot of even black singers, stars, but they weren't in the movies yet like your dad. But as far as him being Caucasian and wanting to be buried in Forest Hill Cemetery, which was at that time in all black surrounding neighborhood, and Bellevue was not Elvis Presley then. It was named afterwards because they did have the procession down Bellevue. But I don't know if he actually had his plans laid out, step by step by step after he would leave us. But whoever it was actually knew that he appreciated and had friends who were African American, and how much he loved the African American community. And so when I wrote that poem in 2007, it was just it was like I took myself all the way back to that very moment and placed myself in that memory and actually walked that path all over again in that memory and put those words on paper.
Well, that's beautiful. But I will tell you something now that the world doesn't know. Some people kind of a little bit know, but don't know. And the black people kind of take it like a pinch of salt because we are white, like we look white, right? What you got to realize is Elvis Presley was part black, and that's why he could deliver like he could deliver. A white person, there's no white person on this planet could deliver like my dad could deliver.
No, because Jerry Lewis tried, but he couldn't do it.
He was part black. That's why. Like in our DNA, I had this black gentleman contact me, and he said, there's a mistake somewhere. He says, we're relatives. I said, that's right, we're part black. He was so insulted. He goes, I'm not part white. I said, yes, you are. If you're related to me. Yeah. I said, but we are part. I said, sir, we are part black. He never wrote back again. I think he hid that under the carpet. So the thing is, my dad could never deliver in a million years what he did if he was white.
I believe that. I always kind of felt the connection, to tell you the truth. Yeah, but it was unspeakable. It was unspeakable back then,
Yeah, well, why do you think all the things I get invited to are black events? Because I can deliver in those events a lot better.
Yeah.
If I go to a white event, it's more like this. You go to a black event, it's like, wait, let's go. You know, don't get wrong. I love all my white people. I love all of them. I love all my white people. But Dad was part black. It's the reason why he could deliver that way, and that's a fact.
Yes.
It's in the DNA.
Question from an audience member: where were you born? They want to know.
I was born.
When?
When?
Well, that's a very interesting. Look, let me tell you something. I'm going to give you the answer to that. I'm going to give you the answer to that. But my book's 100% truthful and factual based on what I know. Okay. So I was born December 11th, 1959. Right. Now, before you say my mum met my dad in September, no, they didn't. That's why we left it out of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Left it out of the other movie because that wasn't the case. You understand? My mum was around my dad long before that, and now it's actually published the truth. You know, so they keep changing. They play these games, and I keep changing my birthday and everything. So even I'm confused now. I'm like, yeah, I don't know what happened when I was born. So was I really born? So that's when I was told I was born, right? But my DNA says has a lot of different stories when it comes to everything, of course. And I'm actually American because my closest relative is not in England. Because all the family in England I belong to all the DNA was run. So my closest family is actually my daughter in Beverly Hills, and then the second closest family member is I'll say it, is my sister Lisa Marie, which her DNA has been managed in Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay, excellent. All right, then.
And the day my sister died, that DNA was was marked, to let me know who that DNA came from. Because please understand, here's the thing: my DNA is on. Look at the facts, okay? In logical plan, everybody out there right now, look at logics, okay? My DNA has been run by 9 major DNA companies, including the federal government, and I've been approved, and I am me. My DNA shows some close relatives in America. If I wasn't me, they would be coming forward saying, look, this is her family in America, not Elvis Presley. But all those people keep out of sight and hide away and keep the DNA hidden away, even though I can show you, because it's right there on Ancestry, it's right there on all the thing. I can show you the DNA, but they hide the family members. And the reason they do is because I am me. If I wasn't me, do you honestly think they would hide them? They'd be in the press going, look, she belongs to this family.
You're right about that. Now, that's the truth. Because,
we got some questions.
Okay. We got the born and...
See, nobody can argue. Nobody can fight.
I can't get to all the questions because it's almost time for us to go. She wants to know, do you live in Memphis?
Actual fact, I'm glad you answered that question because it's very important that people know the answer to that. One of the biggest thing the haters bring up is, she says she lives at Graceland, she doesn't live at Graceland. I do live at Graceland. I did live at Graceland. I lived at Graceland East, which is in Kingsport, Tennessee. So that's the thing that misunderstands. Okay, I actually control Graceland West, which is in California, and we sold that through an investment company that had it because it was in bad shape, $1.5 million to a family. Okay, that was Graceland West. Why didn't I go and live in Graceland West? Because my mother hated that because my dad had too many things going on now. So that's why I didn't buy it. That's why I didn't buy it myself, let somebody else buy it. But I controlled that sale in California, and that house was sold, okay? The second Graceland is Graceland East, which I actually opened up in Kingsport, not knowing there was a Graceland cemetery and everything around it. I didn't know that. So it really is Graceland East now in Kingsport, and another family lives there now because it was too big for me when I went through my breakup, and now I live in a 24 security luxury apartment complex. Now, yes, I also live at Graceland as well in Memphis, but I don't stay there because you can't, because it's a museum. But my sister allowed me to be home at Graceland the whole time, and my company was founded in Graceland since the day I've been home. and so is our foundation. The misconception is my sister is part of Elvis Presley Foundation. That is not true. My sister is part of the Presley Foundation, which was originally the Presley Charitable Foundation. Okay? And I joined my sister in 2018, and the reason I did is because, well, I joined my sister when I came home, but in 2018 with the foundation, the reason I did, because hers had some things going on, and we had to escalate that and get rid of those things and make it more successful, which we did. And it wasn't her fault. It was business executives managing her stuff. So we changed that, and now the Presley Foundation is very successful. So do I live at Graceland? Yes, but not permanently or anything. And I don't go and stay there. But it's my dad's home, so of course. But we are doing some things right now that's going to shock the world again. That where I will own some things at Graceland.
Okay. All right.
Be more so of yes, more then. But am I part of Elvis Presley Enterprises? No, I'm not. I never have been. And my sister hinted to me one time, don't be part of Elvis Presley Enterprises. Stay independent. And so I stayed independent. Not that they're in actual fact, in the beginning, Graceland was very negative towards me, you know. But my sister has allowed me to be home. Since my sister has passed, I've been attacked for being home. And people have tried to take away from me being home. Because my sister was the one who kept me safe.
Right.
Me and my sister also have a song together, you know. How do you can you prove that you and her are connected? Well, we have a song together, and it's listed online. You can look it up, you know. And so me and my sister were working together, but behind the scenes. The saddest thing is
what is the name of the song so I can type it in for them?
Graceland Anthem, and you go to BMI to look it up. BMI.com.
Graceland Anthem.
You go to BMI to look up. So me and my sister behind the scenes did kind of work together, but it wasn't closely or anything like that. My own sister wanted to have the forefront and keep me behind the scenes as well.
Yeah.
Because my sister's spoiled, and she wanted the line. She wanted it all, but she allowed me to be here and be home, so that was nice.
Yeah.
But she didn't want to be number two. She didn't want anybody in competition. So
I know, right?
So it was a struggle with it. It was a struggle, but she was decent enough to allow me to be home at Graceland. She owned Graceland, and she allowed me to have that as my business address. And I had that business address now for 9 years.
That's
you have set the record straight tonight.
Yes, you have. Thank you so much, Elaine. I'll tell you, we have really enjoyed the personal dive into you sharing the most inner truth about you. And it's brave. It takes courage, and you're very brave. And I tell you, yes, keep up the good fight. Yes. That's right.
I just want the truth. I don't lie, and I want the truth, and everything I've told is the truth. And I'm tired of seeing all these little things off the truth being cast like in some sort of movie scene, you know.
Yeah, I know. I know exactly what you mean. That's yeah, I do. I know exactly what you mean. I tell everybody all the time. This entertainment business is just like politics. It's so backstabbing. So I've been through it, just not on the high spectrum like you, you know. And so I'm like this. If you didn't support me when I was rising up, don't ask me to support you now.
Yeah.
Now that I've made it there. But for those that did stick with me along the way to help me to grow up this ladder, they're gonna stay right by my side. I'm gonna help. I'm gonna push them higher than me if I can.
That's right. So it's about truth, isn't it? It's about the right thing.
It's about truth. Yes. All right, Sybil. Your closing word.
Rhonda wanted you to know that she's Elvis's 8th cousin, number 8. Whatever that, the 8th cousin.
That's like 7 times. It's like 7 times removed. As we say down here in the South. All right.
Oh, okay. But anyway, thanks again, Elaine. We just love having you as our celebrity guest. And feel free to pop in anytime that you want to give us an update and just to say hello. And
Yeah.
happy
Look like she
birthday
lost her
again,
connection.
Tim. Yeah.
She lost
And
her
I will see you
connection.
tomorrow.
All right. Great.
Yeah, we're taking Tim out for birthday dinner. Here she comes. We're taking Tim out for birthday dinner. Oh, she got lost again. Tomatoes, and we're just gonna eat. And I cannot wait, Tim, to get some of that Marlowe's homemade granny style apple pie. Ooh,
Yeah, they do
God,
wonderful
they got
desserts.
the best homemade granny's apple pie. And I'm not a big apple pie lover, y'all. So y'all know it's got to be good if I say that it's good. And I'm not that crazy about apple pie. I'm a peach pie girl, and a banana pudding girl, and a sweet potato pie girl.
Oh yeah, me too.
And a French chocolate silk girl.
I like that chocolate silk. Rhonda says she's coming to Memphis at the end of March. Maybe we can all meet her at Marlowe's.
Yeah, that'd be great. So keep in touch with us. Here come Liz. Okay, Liz, we'll bring you in.
Kathy called and knocked me off online.
No, that's okay. We were not going to close this show without you. Okay. Tim, your last comment. Sybil just gave hers.
Oh, man.
Oh,
great.
Yes, I was at Lisa Marie's funeral. Absolutely. I was.
I was too.
Of course.
Right,
I wasn't going to go. I wasn't going to go, actually, because I didn't know if it was the right thing for me to do. But it was. My mother, even in the funeral, and things were mentioned. Okay, people don't see what really goes on in his family, you know. I mean, it's obvious what some of the things, like for instance, my sister used to go to the go to one of the restaurants. What's it called? Cracker Barrel. And I read that story out because my mum knew I used to go to Cracker Barrel too. So there are things that we were said that actually do include me, but people don't get to recognize or notice those things, you know.
Right.
And hasn't anybody figured out yet that when Riley said, "Oh, we're trying to keep the baby secret," that maybe we keep baby secret? Hello. People don't get the facts. You see, they don't get the obvious. What we're trying to tell you. We're trying to tell you something here. Will you listen, please?
Exactly. All right, Tim, your closing comments, and then we're gonna get out of here.
Great show, great information, and Elaine, keep telling your truth because the truth will set you free.
Look who came in.
There's Kathy.
Well,
hi, Kathy.
Hey, Kathy.
I got the times mixed up. I'm so sorry. Hi.
Hi. That's okay. Yeah, we are on Central Standard Time, and we were just getting ready to go. We're so sorry that you got mixed up on the time, but you can always watch the replay.
Well, I'll catch you another time, okay?
Kathy, listen to the replay. Listen to the replay to catch up, and then I'll be with you to discuss what we discussed. We're discussing about it, okay?
All right.
Okay.
Kathy.
I'll put you later.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Looking beautiful.
All right.
Yeah, you're looking beautiful.
Bye.
I put you on spotlight just so everybody can see you.
Love you guys.
Love you
too. Cousin.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Good night.
All right. Good night. All right, then. So thank you all so much for staying with us. We did go over time, but you know, we always go over time when we have our special guests. So now, you know, whenever we have guests, because we open to them, we have a welcome carpet out, and so we don't really kind of rush them out of the studio because we want them to come back, right? And so we love Elaine, we love Kathy. They're regulars, and and so you guys get a chance to see a whole lot more of them anyway. And so with that being said, I'm going to say my closing remarks, and then we're going to get out. I probably won't even play the reel tonight because that will take up time as well. I'll probably just play a thanks for watching us video. So let me just look at my audience. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Let's give our audience a big round of applause, you guys.
Yay!
All right.
We love y'all. And of course, we got to give our guest, Elaine, a really big round of applause. Come on.
Yippee!
Yay!
Yay.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody, and thank you very much for Emily, and Sybil and Tim for allowing me to speak my truth today. I think I needed to say that because I have
feel better, don't you?
I do, because of my sister's passing. It was really hard, and
yes,
things I felt about it, and it does make me feel better. But it's also the truth and the facts. And if everybody can just be more truthful and stop making up stories about our family, it isn't going to help in the future with the young people. They're not going to go for it. Okay, they only want the truth. Okay, so let's keep the truth in play. Stop playing games. My dad's not alive. Okay, he's alive in spirit. Yes, he is. But he's not living with any of you. And if you think he is, I suggest you go and call a psychiatrist.
That's a look. On that note right there.
Thank you, Rhonda.
We love you too. Jen says, God bless us all and very good night.
And happy birthday, Tim.
Thank you,
Happy
Jen.
birthday.
Happy birthday, Tim. We love you.
Let's all say happy birthday to Tim on the way out. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to Tim. Happy birthday, Tim. We love you.
Thank you. Love you all.
And we'll be
Kathy. I'll call you, Kathy, tomorrow. Okay, listen to this.
Sure thing. Okay, I'm going to be surprised. I know. All right.
Love you.
Love you. We love you all. Good night.
Thank you, Sybil. Thank you, Sybil. Love you.
Sure.
Bye.